Greetings and salutations. This is the Builders and Blueprint session. This is your girl, Kenitra Moselle, aka Coach K. This is a pop-up, y'all. This is a pop-up. Whoever catches this in the replay, oh, y'all, we did this thing live, and I'm just excited to see who's going to be here to catch it in real time, right? Who's going to catch it in real time? What's good? Come on in, drop something in the comments. This is the Builders and Blueprint space. So if you are a builder, let us know who you are, what you're building, and who it's for. Drop it in the comments. All right, what you're building, who it's for, and tell us who you are. Right. Having said all of that, I'm gonna bring myself to the stage, the one and the only Kenitra Moselle, Coach K in the building. What's good, y'all? What is good? Hey, girl. Hey, how y'all doing? Right, feel free to drop something in the comments if you are catching this live. I'm really excited about this conversation. Like, if you're connected to the Kenitra Moselle things, you see this grace for this over here, and I'm gonna change it up in a second. Because I got something special for y'all, and I want it to be visible. But you know that we are about three things: community, conversation, and collaboration, right? And this specific episode is special because we are having conversation around what? Builders and blueprints. Hey, Vanessa, look at there. Somebody called us on the pop-up. What's good, sis? What is good? So I'm super duper excited. This is a special pop-up. Hey, Alexandria, Avery, Kelly girls. I got a good surprise for y'all. Y'all are gonna love this one, but I'll say this. Arise, build, and impact is something that happens when we move from the grieving, the healing, and into the building. You get a heart, you get a passion, you get a drive to do something very specific. And I'm really excited to be intentional about having these kinds of conversations. So this is the Builders and Blueprint space. You heard what I'm saying? This is the Builders and Blueprint space, and I'm excited to have a very special guest with me. If y'all ready, drop ready in the comments, because we just full of surprises, okay? We just full of surprises already. We are full of surprises, and I'm excited about it, right? And so as we're launching Builders and Blueprints, we're meeting with you guys. We're getting information. We are sharing all of these different things. We got three things that we are about, right? We got three things that we are about. We are about arising. We are about building, and then making an impact. I don't know if y'all can see it right there. I'll give it to you this way. You see that arise, you see that build, and you see that impact. All right, so the time is 2:33. I want to let you guys know that I'm excited to bring this young lady to the stage. I know her very, very well, and I think that you guys are going to be familiar with her when I bring her to the stage, right? She is a marketing specialist. If there is anything about marketing that is mainstream knowledge, she knows that, and then she knows the non-mainstream knowledge behind it. Right, she is a champion of the GFT community, and if I tell y'all the truth, she actually helped to lay some foundation. Right, before there was a GFT, this young lady was in the background helping me to manage personally, relationally, and professionally. Hey, Kayla called us on the pop-up. Look at y'all catching us. Right, so if you would, y'all celebrate, show some big love for my sister of Monica Michelle's marketing, Monica Michelle in the building.
Hello. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. A long overdue conversation for a video camera, because we have long and extensive in-person conversations as we have over the years. So I'm excited to be here. I have a little cough drop in, so that's where this is coming from. But other than that, I'm here. I'm ready, and let's build.
Come on with the mug with the M. So Monica Michelle is in the building. There she go, y'all. Monica is the one who knows how to fix the things in the background. She won't come out. Can we just y'all, you see they clapping for you. You see they clapping for, they celebrate you in the comments very big. Monica likes to be behind the scenes. Monica comes out in front of the camera because she has to. Otherwise, you will not see Monica. Monica Michelle has her is it marketing on Instagram? Is the name of your community, your Facebook community?
Yeah, marketing on Instagram or doing business online.
Marketing on Instagram and then doing business online. You might see her actual face pop up in some of her reels and her spaces there because she knows that it serves us as builders and us as business owners. But on a regular day, Monica always volunteers to have the camera because she don't have to be on the other side of it. So she's always the photographer in many of the events, right? And so I wanted to bring Monica to the table for this conversation, y'all. Y'all feel free to talk to us in the comments. Y'all know what's up. This is what we do. We doing the same thing we normally do in this space. And so Monica is I call her a decorated builder, right? She has been, okay, let's say two coaches, right? Monica has been in this thing for a while. She's been in this thing for a while, and she's got some really dope milestone markers in her journey. And I wanted to bring somebody to this space, to this pop-up, to this builders and blueprint space who's got some years on us, right? Monica has some years on us, and she's got some stories to speak to, Monica. So I want to kind of ask you questions, but I want you to feel your way into it. But introduce yourself, tell everybody like what your business is, and then I want you to kind of like tell her where you came from.
Okay. So my name is Monica Michelle with Monica Michelle Marketing. I am the solutionist marketer, and we set up easy daily marketing systems that drive leads to tiny teams who have tried doing marketing alone, and they're sick of running out of time and getting no results. So right now we have the visibility explosion that we're working on, and we're releasing, and it's an email course. So we're working on getting you in front of 50,000 leads inside of 15 days without paid ads, 12-minute activities. So you'll get an email every day to make that work. So yeah.
That's dope. So you helping people with the little teams. I feel like my team big and little at the same time. I mean, because we got real big energy.
Yeah,
like we show up like real big, right? But I love that because sometimes we as builders will disqualify ourselves from doing bigger things because we don't feel like our team is big enough. So you're really already you're bridging a gap, and you're giving us like actual real-time steps and strategies to help us. Look, I know one of our sisters, Forever Young Travel with Kayla, is getting ready to lean into some things on the builder side, right? Okay. So I'm glad for them to be able to connect with you, and especially for those of us who are working on launching specific things, right? So you're in marketing now. What kind of work were you doing before you started your business?
All right. So back in 1912, I was doing maybe not that long ago, but the business or the positions that I held a lot of was either customer service, and I always ended up being a bit of a lead or a manager or supervisor. I did tech support, and I always ended up being the lead or the supervisor, whatnot. And I knew that I wanted to start my business at some point, and I needed to get better with sales. At least I felt like I needed to get better at sales. And so in return, my last few jobs before I left corporate America was sales positions, because I purposely said I need to get better at sales. So let me find sales positions that I can go into and kill it and learn some sales stuff so I can be ready and prepared for my business. So customer service, management, and sales has been my background beforehand.
That's interesting, because when we think about Monica Michelle, and if there's anybody in the comments who's ever been in a meeting or in another group with Monica, she don't say anything. She is camera off in the comments. But I think it's because you're listening. I think you're looking at the dynamics. I think you're looking at what's going on, and you're like calculating ways to fix it because you see what's wrong, like by default. Yeah, because you've been in leadership and in the background, you have been put in a leadership, not to mention you're the oldest of 4 kids. So, you have that part too. So you've always been in a leadership role. Oh, look, yes, because, look at the number, right? What's the number again? Because you got a half and a half.
Yep, I'm the oldest of 7.
Yeah. Y'all know how the families be having like first sets, the second sets. Y'all already know. Y'all already know, right? So Yeah, so you not only Look, come on, blended families. You've been managing multiple family dynamics. And so you have no issues identifying who on the team plays a certain type of role and all those different things, right? And so you have those, this is interesting. Okay, I feel your plot twist coming. I feel your plot twist coming, right? So
Wow.
you went from being this leader person, this solutionist person, because she solutionist marketer, period. She's absolutely that person. Talk about the transition from working sales and tech to running your own business.
Ooh, so that transition was interesting because when I was doing sales, I did sales at a counter and then I did sales on the phone. And so by me working sales, there was a lot of camaraderie. There was a lot of talk to your neighbor. You get stuck, you bring your neighbor over. Hey, neighbor, I'm tired. Can you talk to me? So it was a lot of that. I can't figure out how to say this or whatever. And so there was a lot of community building in that. And so when I left and God said, okay, it's past time. You need to come on, sister. I was at the house, everybody was gone. So I'm literally at home every day for at least 8 to 10 hours. And I'm like, oh, I'm on the third floor. And I'm like, oh, well, I know I need to exercise. And I used to exercise when I was at work. So I'm going to run down the stairs 3 times and come back up. And it was that me trying to find ways to keep myself motivated, plugged in, but still do the work that I had to do. So that was difficult for me, coupled with the now that everybody knows that I'm home in the daytime, everybody feels like, oh, if I have a question or if I need something or I forgot something, I can just call Monica and she can just bring it to me. And it was like, no, I'm busy, or at least I'm trying to be busy because I'm sleeping. And so I had to find people of like mind to connect with and say, okay, help talk to me about this, or let's do a co-working session, or okay, I'm working on this and I'm getting stuck, or I can't figure out how to move through, and finding ways to set that timer to say, okay, I'm only going to work on this for this amount of time. But unlike work, I'm not going to just work on it for this time and then now I'm done. No, I have to work on it for this time and I have to complete it. I have to be done because it's the cog that's going to help the wheel turn so I can make my money. So those were the biggest challenges for me as far as that prioritization and that mindset and that time management and that, that loneliness that you feel when you're at home all day by yourself. And then when the people come home, you're like, hey, how are you? So what's up? And they're like, I'm tired. I'm sitting here talking to myself all day. Like, nobody got to talk to me.
That is so funny. If y'all saw me, I turned my head like she just said that. I kid you not. What she is talking about, I literally did this morning. It's backwards up there. Time management skills, mind management skills, research management. Why? Because you have to coach yourself. Like you really look, if that ain't real time, I don't know. You literally in your builder journey, you have to like coach yourself to stay focused on what you are doing. And I think the thing that's unique about this specific space is that we are building things that are going to impact the kingdom of God. Like we got a different type of incentive behind us doing what we are doing. I don't know if these other CEOs got the boot print of the Lord on their chest. Their experience is different from ours. So us being attentive to how we are working and knowing how we function and then identifying the difference in your environment from that place to this place and then navigating it in such a way that you remain productive. Because if I don't get this done today, I can't get that done tomorrow and it's not going to generate what's necessary. And if I don't do that, then I can't serve here. Like there's so many things that are connected to what we're doing when we are builders who are building versus working a 9 to 5 job. At the end of the day, my shift done at 5, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll pick up again. No.
Right.
No.
And if I don't finish my work, no, I'm not getting a paycheck in 2 weeks. Like I have to do the work as opposed to my 9 to 5 is okay. I could be here all day. I can get on the verbal. I can get on the written. They still paying me every 2 weeks. Don't work in your business. Oh, you're not getting paid in 2 weeks and rents do it the first. So what you gonna do? Because now you're stuck like Chuck. And so I had to figure out how to manage that and how to quickly work on the things that were not fun or sexy to me, things that don't necessarily come natural, or things that may be challenging that you might get stuck on. And I had to say, okay, granted, yes, I don't want to do this. I know it needs to be done. I have to remember why I'm doing this. I have to get it done so I can move on because I got other stuff to do.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
good. I look, I want to shout out my crew who does the Builders and Blueprints co-working room, right? And I'm gonna change something on this background because I want y'all to see that builders B over there. Y'all see that B up there? Y'all see the B, right? The builders is for blueprints. So you getting the grace for this and you getting that builders B up there, right? Um Shout out to everybody who does our co-working room for the exact reasons that Monica just said. You have to make time and space to get certain things done. And some of us have transitioned off of our traditional or 9 to 5 job setting, and some of us are um preparing for the transition and working. We are building what God has told us to build, but we're still in that space. But either way, you need to have designated time and space to focus on focusing.
yes.
Help focus on focusing, right? So I want to say that shout out to everybody. We appreciate y'all. That is a free co-working room that we do. We do it inside of Clubhouse. People say Clubhouse is gone, but let me tell you, baby, Clubhouse works for what you want it to work for if you show up and let it work. Boop. Okay. So shout out to y'all. I do want to run it back, Monica. I want to run it back because we're talking about, we talked about the boot on the chest situation, right? Um I remember you telling the story one time about like God pretty much was on you about leaving your job. And like you talk about having a conversation with your God daddy.
Mm-hmm.
She talks about like just God dealing with her, and then like things changed, and then you kept meeting these people. Like, tell that story a little bit and how you realized your transition was connected to a specific group of people.
Honey. Okay, so as a child, it goes all the way back to when I was a child. As a child, I was always selling something. You know how the school wants you to sell candy bars. You get the little thing in the mail. You can sell wrapping paper and oranges and all that. So I was always selling stuff. I found out like a year ago that my grandmother used to pray and prophesy over me that I was going to run a business. That's what I was going to do. So she was teaching me business skills as a child. Now I was involved in her businesses. I ran her books when she had a care home. I did all sorts of stuff, and I just thought she was just having me to do something because she didn't want to do it, which was absolutely fine. I didn't mind, right? But I remember dreaming. You know how little girls be together and they say, "Oh, we finna play Barbies. Oh, we're gonna play house." I didn't play those things. I don't want to play house. I don't want to play with Barbies. I want to play store. I'm gonna be the storekeeper, and you come to my store, you gonna come over here and buy some stuff. So I played store. I used to dream. Girls would dream dreams about, oh, when I get married, I'm gonna have this kind of dress, I'm gonna have this kind of house. No, that was not my dream. My dream was always, I'm gonna have a business. And I'm gonna help people, and my business is gonna be helping people and making them happy. And that was always my dream, the thing that I was always kind of working towards. And so when it was funny because when I started working in corporate America, I remember saying to myself, okay, I know I'm not supposed to be here long, but there was no one in my family at the time that was a full-time entrepreneur. And so I said, well, how am I gonna start my own business? Okay, I got to get a job. So I started my corporate job. And once I started the corporate job, it's very easy for me because I'm very like, okay, what's the guidelines? What's the rules? Okay, I'm finna knock that out. I'm finna go to the next rung on the ladder. I'm finna knock that out, go to the next one. I want the most raise. I want all the things. I talked to my manager at the beginning of the year. I said, okay, I understand at the end of the year I can get a raise. They say yes. What do I need to do today so I can be ready to get my raise at the end of the year? Then they tell me, I said, okay, I got it. I want the max raise. And if you ain't giving me the max raise, I want to know why you didn't give me the max raise. At any rate, once I started climbing the ladder, I knew that I wasn't supposed to be here, but I wasn't working on getting things together to leave. I was working on accomplishing their goals and their objectives. And I easily started seeing how there were limited spots. We couldn't all win. There was, I think it was 20 supervisors in the whole building, 3 floors. But at the same time, it was only 3 area managers. It was only 1 director. So all the supervisors are thriving to be managers. Well, the managers have all been here for 30 years. The director, all the area managers are striving to be the director. Well, the director, they keep bringing them in from the outside. So there's limited placing. There's limited spots. We can't all win. And I remember saying, and then they didn't want to give you your maximum amount of raise. I felt some kind of way about that. Well, at the same time, I had been saying to myself, what in the world am I supposed to be doing? What is my purpose? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? And I was saying this over and over and over. And I would have this prayer. It was something I started praying with when I was in high school. And so now I'm in my 20s and I'm having this prayer. What am I supposed to be doing? Like, what am I supposed to do? I don't even understand. Like, what is my purpose? I'm good at a lot of stuff. I love helping people. People ask me, but what is my purpose? And my grandmother passed in October. And when she passed, it was right before the funeral because we hadn't went down for the funeral yet. I remember pulling up at a light. I remember the light. I know exactly where it is. I remember the time of day. And I put up at the light and God said, you're supposed to be doing marketing. I said, oh, well, that's wonderful. Marketing it is. Then I said, well, God, what's marketing? I don't know nobody who do marketing. What you talking about, boo? So I went on this fact-finding mission to learn about marketing. And marketing is this huge, large umbrella of all the things. And so time goes on. I started doing my marketing, and there's an in-between story in there that I say that for another day. But I started going to different positions in different companies. And every time I was in a company or position, or even when I look back at the old positions that I was in, I was always doing marketing. When I was in tech support, I was like, oh, let's make some marketing cards for the people who keep calling us and giving us these stupid calls that they should be able to take care of themselves. And I'll go to each of the teams and talk to them and say, hi, how are you? Okay, when y'all call tech support, this is what y'all need to do. I made y'all cards on my own free time, on my own paper, and I printed them out for y'all. So just check through this card before you call tech support. Do y'all have any questions? Let me take those back to tech support for you. And that's marketing. I'm making tech support look good to the teams on the floor because everybody else was mad. Tech support don't never want to help us. They don't want to take the call. Well, most time we ain't supposed to take the call. You're just supposed to do the work and then it'll be 5 by 7. But that's another story for another day. Anyway, once I got to a place where I said, God said, it's time for you to leave. And then I said, well, hold on, God. It's October. And I work for a Fortune 500 company, and we get a profit share bonus in January. Well, last year, the profit share bonus was $1,500. The year before that, it was $3,000. Now I'm paying attention to the stock, and I see that this company is going down. We having issues. They're trying to sell and all the things. And I said, so let me get this little bonus. And I've never been without a job. So let me get this bonus, and then I can quit. I said, okay. Chick, I told you it's time for you to go. January came, they didn't pay the bonus. They said, we're going to wait and pay the bonus out in March. Okay, the new company took over and started in January. The new company said you have to take 1 full week of vacation. You have to be off for 5 days in a row, plus the 2 weekends. I said, I'm not taking off a full 5-7 days. Why do I don't need that much time off from work at a time. Do you know how many emails I'm going to have when I get back? I just need 4 days and I'm good. No, you got to take a full week. Fine. Give me the first week then. Since you're not going to give me a bonus, give me my first week. And I stayed home. I had nothing planned. And I found in that week that I enjoyed being at home. I also found in that week that there were, I was getting bitter at my job because I was in a poor relationship, right? I'm getting bitter. And it's not just staying at work. It's spilling.
Hold on, wait. We on the job that we refuse to leave, but you mad at them. Who out here mad at your neighbor in the cubicle next to you, and the Lord told you to leave? You ain't supposed to be sitting next to them anyway, but you got attitude with God. I just want to make sure that nobody missed that. You got a whole attitude with the Lord. The same Lord who told you to leave 3 months ago. Oh, okay. All right. Carry on.
Well, listen, I cleaned my desk out. I started reading. I was always reading Robert Kiyosaki books. I was reading the book he wrote called What to Do Before You Quit Your Job. And I read it in the open in front of the people at work. It did not bother me. I had wrote up my resignation letter. It was saved on the desktop. I did all this stuff. I told my supervisors, I'm going to quit. I don't know when, but I'm supposed to be quitting because I ain't supposed to be here. So if y'all get me before I get y'all, my stuff is in a plastic bag in the top drawer. So just give me that bag and I'll walk out. I'll be all right. I'm not going to be mad at you. If you fire me before I quit, I'm not going to be mad at you. And they was like, what are you talking about? Why would we fire you? I said, I have no idea, but I'm just letting you know because I ain't supposed to be here. Time goes on. I end up at another company. If you want to know about what happened with that company, then come on over to the YouTube channel. We'll tell a story about that another day. Went over to another company because remember, I had to learn sales and all this other stuff. And in the midst of this, I said, okay, I learned this. I would go into the position. And once I assessed my surroundings, I said, there's no way I'm going to be here long term. I get this place 6 months. I had the job together inside of a month. I get this place 6 months. And I had to put these little stop gaps in the way to help prolong it, right? Because I still don't know how to start a business. I still don't know exactly what marketing is, even though I was helping people with some marketing here and there. And I didn't quite understand how I could make money from it. So I ended up going to these jobs. I said, okay, I have to get a massage once a month. I got to take 4 hours off. I'm manipulating the system. God done told me to quit and go sit and go into the house, but I don't know how to do that. So hold on, God, let me have a job, even though I'm not working on what you told me to work on. Let me keep my job. At the end of the day, once it was time to go, a guy came in. I work in sales. We doing business to business sales. We on the phone. And when he started working there, he would come in a 3-piece suit. I said, why is this man coming in here in a 3-piece suit? And we can wear sweatpants. Ain't nobody in the whole building got him a 3-piece suit. The area manager not even wearing a 3-piece suit. We ended up sitting next to each other. And his name was Mike. I said, Mike, why do you work here? He said, what you talking about? I need a paycheck. I said, yes, I understand it. But when we're in meetings and when they say stupid stuff, you look at me because you know what they said is stupid. And he said, yes. And you look at me because you know what they said is stupid. And you asked the question. And I said, right. And I asked him one question. I don't keep pushing the people because I already know they don't know. They just was saying what somebody told them. I said, but you keep asking questions like you expecting them to really understand what they say. He said, well, I used to own a car dealership. I expanded too quickly. And so I had to go file for bankruptcy. This man is married with 4 kids. He said, I'm only here so I can get my bankruptcy stuff together with the job, with the business, and figure out what my next business is going to be. And then I'm leaving to work on my next business. I said, okay. He said, now, why are you here? I'm going to sit down. I don't want to talk to you anymore. So we started challenging each other. We started saying, okay, so what you going to do by the end of this week to help you get out the door? And then he'll say, I'm going to do this. And then he'll say, what you going to do? And then I said, well, I need to do this. And then he said, okay, great. So then we go work on it. Then we check in. What's going on? And we would set these markers. Well, what's the problem now? I need to get clients. Okay, great. Let me lock in some clients and then I'm going to leave. The writing was on the wall that this department was folding. The higher people that was making the number one sales, they were all leaving. I was like, something is weird. I'm talking to the managers and the managers of managers, and they telling me secret stuff they ain't supposed to be telling me. I said, this place is not wrapped too tight. Okay, but I know I ain't supposed to be here, so it's okay. So he said, well, get your clients then. How many clients you need and how much you gonna charge them? I said, I need 5 clients. He said, okay, great. I went, made phone calls to friends and family, asking for referrals. Great. By the end of the week, I had 5 clients. I said, oh, well. He said, well, what you gonna do? And then I said, well, I mean, I guess I'm gonna quit because I can't think of nothing else to do. The client's not paid. We are ready to start. I don't know what else to do. I guess I can go ahead and quit. And then he said, well, I'm quitting on Friday. What? You quitting on Friday? You leaving me? He said, yes.
No, what he said was, we quitting on Friday. That's what he said. We quitting on Friday.
Listen, every week there was people quitting or getting fired every Friday. It was like a group of people that would leave. That was their last day. And I was just like, ham and cheese, what is happening? So he left on Friday. Everybody shocked and appalled. Oh my God, I can't believe he's leaving. And then I was like, the man was coming in here in a 3-piece suit every day. You really thought he was going to stay here? Like, come on. You couldn't have thought. You couldn't have thought he was a fit for this. Like, come on, yo. He was the number 5 sellers for our team. Like, you really thought y'all tripping. The next week I quit. Well, the next week I took some time. I said I took some time off to figure it out, and I started slowly moving and taking my stuff home. And what ended up happening is the same thing that happened at that first job. Is I started waking up. I don't get headaches. That's not part of my story. Just like it's a lot of stuff that I don't get that most people get. Headaches is one of them. And I would wake up in the morning and I'm good. And then when it gets about an hour before time to go to work, now all of a sudden I got a headache. I'm crying, can't stop crying. I don't know why I'm crying. And it's all of this. And so I remember calling my God daddy, and I was like, God daddy. And I'm on the way driving to work. And he was like, what's going on? And I said, I think it's time for me to quit my job. And he said, okay, well, you gonna give him a 2 weeks notice? And I said, give him a 2 weeks notice for what? If I was in a relationship with my husband and he was abusing me, would you tell me to give him a 2 weeks notice, or would you just tell me to quit? He said, oh yeah, I would just tell you to go ahead and quit. And so I said, well, he said, well, how are you going to do it? Because you don't want to just do like a walkout and be on a blacklist. And I said, well, I could see that. So I put in vacation time. And then right before the last day before I was supposed to go on vacation, I sent the email saying, when my vacation's over, I quit. So, but I had already cleaned my desk out. I had already done all this. Later on down the road, I ended up meeting other women. And then they would say, oh, I'm working this job and I got a headache and they just getting on my nerves. They taking advantage of me, got me doing all the things. And I kept meeting women that would say this. And then I said, well, why don't you quit? And then they say, quit and do what? What you doing for them? Do it for yourself. Or they might already have a business in mind. Why don't you do that business? Well, I had no idea where to start. And we would talk through it. And then they said, oh, well, that makes sense. Get visible. You have to get in front of people so that they will know that you have something to offer, that you have something available. Okay, how are you going to do that? Are you going to call your friends and family, send them a text message, ask for a referral, make some posts on social media, show up and show that you're the thought leader for whatever that thing is, that you're the expert for that thing? Like, what are you going to do? And I kept having that conversation over and over. Now, had I not been stubborn and kept on trying to hang on and stay, God knows how that information would have came to me. But of course, he used that. He took it and he used it. And he was able to say, okay, great. Since you was being hard-headed and scary and over here walking around this mountain for 44 years, Israelites, when I'm trying to go ahead and deliver you, well, you have some lessons now that you can take and share with others. And for that, I am thankful that he did not allow me to die in the call center or at the job that I was at, or be on
in the wilderness.
You're right, because there's people that were walking in on oxygen tanks. I was like, you working here? You on an oxygen tank? Because you stressed out about this place? Oh, I remember when the first message, Lord, please do not allow me to ever get to the point where my mental state is so affected that I'm having strokes and heart attacks and on oxygen tanks, and I'm still coming back to the place that's getting on my nerves. Like, why are you here? Anyway, that's the story. And I was very excited to be able to help those women.
That's good. So, look, y'all see Monica got stories, right?
For days.
She put a nice little neat bow on it, but I think the biggest part of it was that at the end of it, she was able to help very specific groups of women to identify what they needed. Come on, Bill will help you heal, how to transition off their jobs. Where do you start? I don't know what I need to be doing. Well, what do you enjoy? What do you do now? Like, Monica is skillful at asking you the right sequences of questions to kind of like extract out of you what the solution is to the problem that you're irritated about. Like, the solution is for real. Monica's to Michelle, like 110% that. And I want you to speak to this visibility thing a little bit more that you got coming up, because what I love in Builders and Blueprints is to share what we are doing. What are our fellow builders doing? What do you have going on? Because we can reap the benefits of what you've already done, right? And so I would like for you to, it's after 3:00. We finna wrap up, y'all, but I want you to take a couple minutes and speak to what you are are doing and why it's important, right? And like from the perspective of somebody who's called to do a specific thing, and some of you guys may not be at this point yet, and that is fine. But what you need to do is make sure you need a memory brain, you need a library. Then when you get to a certain point, you know who a point of contact is. Let me go catch up on her content. Oh, she helped with visibility. Oh, she helped with marketing. Oh, she do blah blah blah. Like I want us to know who to go to. We're not gonna waste time. Come on here. We're not gonna delay our obedience figuring out who to talk to. We already have the people, the builders, the businesses inside of this community and this space. So Monica, if you would tell everybody about the visibility explosion and like why it's important. Even if here you go, let me tell you something. I got if she's still here, if A Marie is still here, um even if you don't have all of the things together, you can do a visibility campaign just to let people know I'm doing this. Right. You ain't gotta have no business set up. You ain't gotta have no link, but you start just getting people's attention. And so people will start connecting your name with vegan desserts.
Right.
Period. Right. So let them know, Monica.
Yeah. So my business framework, the solutionist framework, we specialize in 3 areas: visibility, profitability, and sustainability. And so this first part of visibility is very important, because if no one knows that you have the best thing since sliced bread, they can't take advantage of it. If no one knows that you have the cure of COVID and they have COVID, they can't take advantage of it. And so whether you have the business or not, whether you have an idea or a concept or not, there's something that you're an expert at. Even if you want to say, well, I'm an expert shoe tire. Why? Because you've been tying your shoes for 35 years. It is a group of people that don't know how to tie their shoes. Go figure, right? There's a group of people who can't teach those people how to tie their shoes. If you know how to ride a bike, everybody doesn't know how to ride a bike. Have you been riding a bike for 35 years? There's something that you're an expert at that you can teach someone else how to do, what to do, and how that works. And so in return, visibility is important. When I first started my marketing business, our slogan was, we're here to give your vision legs. Because if no one knows and you're not letting people know that, hey, I have an answer to your problem, I have a solution that I can offer, then they're not going to be able to take advantage of it and move forward with it. And so, yes, people don't want to run ads all the time. Yes, nobody wants to spend 50, 1,100 hours, except for marketers, on doing marketing. And so in return, there's 942 million different ways that you can go about getting visible and getting in front of the right people. And it's not always, going to a networking meeting. It's not always making a post. Sometimes there's some things that's going to work for you and some things that aren't. What I like to do with our clients is we sit down in the beginning, we ask them questions, we learn about them, and then we say, okay, for you, we would suggest doing this. We know that it works because we've seen it work. We've studied it. We've looked at the case studies. We've worked with other clients who've used it. So we look at those things, and based off of what you're telling us of what you like to do and what you ain't gonna do and how you show up and boo, 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 do, this is what we suggest that you do. There's some things that you just kind of have to do in some form of fashion. Going live on social media in some form, it is highly beneficial for a lot of people. Does your face have to be on camera? No, not necessarily, but there's different ways to go about it. And so we're doing a class actually this Friday where we're going to talk about getting visibility and getting in front of more people. But then we also have that mini e-course that we're working on. And we're showing you these different ways that you can incorporate into your daily activity, because marketing, yes, should be something you do daily. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. Marketing is something that you should do daily, even if you don't want to spend time doing it every day. It needs to at least be preset from the day before, because you can build on it, right? And so we want to partner with business owners, and our goal for the next 90 days, for the next 3 months, is to get connected with 100 business owners, and we walk them through that. We do that with them. So we want to get you in front of 50,000 qualified leads so that they'll have that opportunity to convert and be connected with you. So if visibility is something that you think you're needing, or if you think that is something that every business is in need of, it's amazing, because I think even I think it was my great grandfather. They tell me that he invented like the little teacups that children play with, but he didn't go get the patent and get it in front of other people. So somebody else ended up getting the patent before him. And a lot of times that's what happens. God says, I have something that's for you, and you're supposed to be connected to certain people to help move them forward. But we're not taking the time to be visible in front of them. McDonald's still runs commercials today. There's awareness campaigns, right? And so sometimes you just need to make yourself out and to be aware, so people can be aware of who you are and what you're doing and what you offer, what you know. People need to be able to connect you with your industry, because that helps build that trust factor. So when they're ready to buy, it'll be an easier sale. That's why connecting with friends and family and saying, hey, you know somebody, is going to be an easier sale than going up to a stranger saying, hey, I know you never heard of me ever in life, but you want to buy my thing right here? And they like, who is you? I don't know.
I will not buy that thing. So that's good. This visibility piece is really good. From the hospitality side of things, you have to let people know that you are there, and then you have to create something that attracts them and makes them feel like the know, like, and trust is legitimate. And that is like the other side of Coach K. Like, I love that kind of stuff. Ooh, I love that kind of stuff. So this has been our Builders and Blueprints chat, y'all. If y'all have enjoyed that, drop a one and drop a hammer. No, this Builders and Blueprints. Drop a hammer in the comments. For sure. Thank you, Monica, for sharing your actual story with us, with your experience. I believe that somebody inside of the Builders and Blueprint space, or somebody who watches this, is going to understand the value in your story. I believe that somebody is going to feel less crazy because of how they're being led to transition. I see you, A. Marie. And we have permission to go through the growing pains.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, if we're not growing, then we are dying. Even saying I'm staying stagnant, I'm exactly where I was last year, you are dying. We were called to grow, to expand. We were called to have a solution for someone else's problem. We're the answer to that. There's things that we can figure out and we can understand that someone else can't. And just because you may be around people that also understand and see it, that doesn't necessarily mean that your gift is not valuable. You're just around the wrong people. A field of daisies, they all do well together because they're a field of daisies. But if you pull one out and put them somewhere different, now that daisy is even more beautiful because he's off by himself with others that are around that are not like him, and he's able to connect with those and grow and expand out. Whereas when he's in the field with all the other daisies, you can't really tell out which one is the one, right? What's so special about them? They all daisies. So you have something special, and I'm excited.
Y'all sound like she was in prayer this morning, because that definitely came out in prayer this morning. You the solution to the problem, so quit playing around.
Right.
It's you. You are the one. So that's it, y'all. Thank you, Monica Michelle. Y'all celebrate. Y'all love her. I'm gonna pull this down so you can see her handle, but you absolutely want to follow her. Definitely follow her Instagram. Click this wheel. I mean her face. Excuse me, I'm getting sleepy. YouTube. Follow her YouTube channel. She's got a gang of content over there. Literally, if you are launching something, if you are working some things out, if you are building your business, whatever, and you have you want to pull those ideas and things together so that they make sense, she's got something for you over there. So make sure y'all follow her YouTube channel, and you will learn about this visibility thing. You have some videos and things about the visibility explosion on your YouTube channel as well. How do they connect for that?
There's some information about getting some additional visibility over there and figuring out who your client is and things like that. More videos are definitely to come. The best place to get all the details on that is either the Facebook group or YouTube channel. So the YouTube is going to show you. YouTube is like my hero content. That's where we're putting all the main information and we're disseminating it out from there. So that is that. But I'm excited about it. That link will be available very, very soon. The first place it's going to show up is on YouTube or email, and of course the great Facebook group. So I look forward to seeing you inside.
Excellent. Big love to Monica Michelle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, y'all, this is the Builders and Blueprint space. We're here to one help you guys lay foundation, get the instructions, and then have a safe construction, right? I'm gonna say it again. There go the things, right? We are here in this space because we want you to one, get a good foundation for what it is that you are doing. Two, we want you to get the instruction necessary for you to build well. And then three, we want you to have a construction journey that is safe. Once you get your house up, we don't want you to immediately have to use your home warranty. You can, but that ain't what we shoot for. Okay. So if you want to stay connected with us, you can absolutely text builder to that number right there, right? And if you're interested in what we are doing, you want to connect with us and learn more, we get ready to do a launch of the Builders and Blueprints coaching and community, right? So you can definitely join in and learn more about that. And if you want to get a consultation with me, I'll go ahead and tell y'all this. I hadn't said this to anybody, but I'll say it today. So what I'm getting ready to do, because I'm focusing on Builders and Blueprints, I'm going to be offering 30-minute sessions for $97. 30-minute session, 15-minute wrap up for $97. That is it. I'm not doing any of the other things because I have to focus on focusing, right? But I don't have permission to not see nobody. So I will have a single button where people can go in and book essentially a strategy huddle session topic, whatever you want to bring in, you can do that for $97. That's all I'm going to be offering. Why? Because I got to build the rest of the thing out, right? So if y'all are interested in that, you can go to, I haven't even changed my buttons or anything yet, y'all, but you can send me a DM if you want to book one. Send me a DM if you want to book one. The regular rate is 325. I bumped it down to 297. Now it's down to $97. Hear what I said? The regular rate was 325 for a strategy session, 4-hour recap, recording, and the matching workbook. Brought it down to 297. The Lord said $97. So $97 is what it's gonna be, right? Because I have to still serve who he told me to serve and work with what he told me to work with. But I have to redirect my attention to build well, what help me heal, right? So that is it, y'all. I love y'all super big. Remember, we're on a mission to do three things right here: arise, build, and impact. We are builders and we are finding our blueprints. We love you big, and we are out. I got the music in my head. It lives for free. Love y'all.